Hey guys, it's Indigo here, back with round 2 of the 5v5 Grand Arena going on right now. It doesn't end till tomorrow, the round, but mine's already done. We've both attacked. So let's get into the video and you can see what happened. First up is ships. If you saw my last video, you'll know I don't really care about the fleet. It's not my favorite thing to do. I run the same fleet that I run in my arena, which is the Tarkin, his capital ship. I've got crew silencer, TIE fighter pilot, Houndstooth, and then for reinforcements I've got Vader's ship, I've got Plo Koon, I've got Cassian G-Wing. I think the last one is the other Kylo's ship. I use that sometimes. You'll see here, you can watch the footage if you want to see the moves. I mean, this fleet works. If you watch my other video, you'll know it's not conventional. I know other people use different lineups. This one seems to hold out long enough. It is dependent on RNG, whether you get target lock on the enemy Houndstooth, whether you can land breach, whether TIE fighter pilot can hit the buff immunity on Houndstooth, which that's the real key to killing it. Here, none of that went my way. I thought I was going to lose for sure, but I don't know, you can watch this video and see. I pull it out. It's had me wondering there for a minute, but you know, it's just not my favorite. I like the squads much better than I like the fleets. Some people are the opposites. But let's watch here. You can see it takes forever to kill the enemy Houndstooth. Keeps getting that protection up. Again, I'm no real expert on this. I try and hit them with the buff immunity from the TIE fighter pilot special. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, like right there, you hit him with it, then he takes a turn, clears off all his debuffs, he's right back to where he started. You're just, ugh, it's frustrating. Only thing you can do, I mean, with his lineup, and I hate it when he's got all his ships out, because my strategy relies on the ultimate move, you know, kind of clearing the board. And for that to work, you got to have 2, maybe 3 ships max. Especially, you got to have their protection down. And on here, if their Houndstooth is still alive, he'll soak up a ton of damage. Like I said, I really don't care for it. So my strategy here was just to bypass it, do what I could to try to kill the ships around it, save it till towards the end, because you figure, okay, in this Grand Arena, you know, it's not like your fleet arena. As long as I can kill maybe a couple ships, come back in with another squad, even though I won't get max points, I'll get something. So, but I was able to kill off Houndstooth finally. You can see Gauntlet going there, and here I'm up like, you know, 3-1 now. Should be able to pull this out, and I do. Made it in time. Had a minute and a half left over. Was very iffy, so I made it. Now we get into the part that I enjoy. In the meantime, my opponent killed my ships. He did better by 8 banners than I did. So I got some ground to make up. Here I'll go in with my JTR resistance team. Again, if you've seen my previous vids, you'll know I like to use it against the crew-led FO teams. Does a really good job. I'll let you watch here. All you want to do is just play it like you normally would. If you're familiar with a JTR team, you want to keep using the specials to kind of speed up BB-8's Illuminated Destiny, and keep using Rey's special that takes away the turn meter and gives, you know, ability block and whatnot. You want to smoke screen and let Chopper do the taunting. That works even if you don't use the taunt move. You can kind of force taunt. Again, Chopper's real good as a tank here because I don't run a Phoenix team, so there's no other place that I would use him, but he works as a droid to get that 8% turn meter boost, and then he's really good with his Dispel for buffs. It's a good way to get rid of taunt or get rid of retribution. So I like having him on here. Seems to be a pretty good fit. You can see right now, Execution are about dead. Crew's the last man standing. Just got to work him down. Meanwhile, everyone else looks like max health, max protection. So it's a great way to start off the match. 60 banners. Boom. Perfect. Next we go to my own crew-led FO team. Again, I like to use this versus the Bossk BH teams. I think bounty hunters are pretty much a standard now. A lot of people use them in Grand Arena, and when we ever get to do Territory Wars again, you see 1 or 2 walls of that. So it's pretty much a standard in everybody's roster now. Well, this is a great team to combat that. You don't have to worry about, well, I might lose, or if something goes wrong, you know, it's going to cost me a lot of banners. They really don't have that issue here. FO is a great way to go since they gain health and protection back under the crew lead. A great way to pick up max banners if you can time everything right. You'll see here it gets down to Bossk, which you keep stunned with crew's special ability, and then Dengar is under stealth. So work on Bossk while he's stunned. Get him down till his protection's gone. Then his defense will go down. And then you can put in some work on Dengar. Just keep throwing the buffs around. Look, everybody's back at full health, full protection. And enemy hasn't even gotten to move yet. So it's a really solid counter team. If you don't put your first order team on defense, you'll be able to use it here. Just keep feeding execution or turn meter, let him do his work. Boom, another 60 banners. Let's see, now we'll go into a Traya mirror match, except in this case I'll use Thrawn as one of my extras, and the enemy team uses Bastilla or Darkside Bastilla. I think it turns out to be a pretty good match. I think Thrawn was right to put in Thrawn, give me that extra edge, letting me be able to fracture and go first. I always like to kind of control the flow if I can. You'll see here, okay, enemy Traya went, isolates my Traya, so it's going to slow down on her being able to put isolate out. Haven't really fought the dark side Bastilla much, so I was surprised at how well she held up here. Seems to be a really solid fourth member of this team, because she seems to be able to heal back pretty well, and the shock and stuns that she can do is kind of annoying. Right there is where this battle could have went south. They annihilated my Scion. Had it been Traya or my own Darth Nihilus, I would have been in trouble. Don't know if I would have been able to turn around and win this thing in one go. I might have been able to take out one or two and then have to mop up with a second team. But as it stands, the AI, which never plays very well, chose Scion. I, of course, chose the enemy Nihilus for my Annihilate. And then it's just a matter of biding time until I can build that Annihilate up again and again. Here you can see, like, Sith Trooper was about to die, but already with his own AoE and then the Fracture, he's back at full health. And from there, you just drain force with Nihilus. I mean, I'm keeping the enemy team debuffed as much as my own is debuffed, but it's like I'm slowly gaining the upper hand with their Nihilus gone. Throw a cooldown reduction over to Nihilus, give him Turn Meter. Traya's gone. Now I can control the rest of the match. Enemy Bastilla is gone. Now it's really just Scion to worry about and Sith Trooper. And once Scion goes, and he hasn't even gotten his Held by Hatred or whatever, that flips his super switch on. So keep him fractured, work on him. Get him down. And about to annihilate again. I mean, that's why I do love the triumvirate, because Nihilus can get so much turn meter, especially from Thrawn in there. You can just sit there and knock them out, and they're not going to revive. So 55 banners. Not quite like I like it, but, good enough. This guy set some tough defense. I wanted to do everything in one battle. Didn't want to worry about having a mop up. Didn't know if I'd have any breathing room because he was already way more efficient than me in the ship battle. So I needed to make sure I caught up in points and didn't leave him much room, to work with. So here I use my CLS squad. I got Han, Chewy, and then Qi'ra and Baze against a Qi'ra Scoundrels team. And he had a pretty good Scoundrel team. I've never really fought this team in one go and been successful. Just not something I've messed with. I'm working on my own Scoundrel team. So some friends and guildmates told me, hey, this team does pretty well. You can see the key is take out Vandor Chewy, because he's got the Zeta. He'll revive all the other Scoundrels if you kill them off first. But I think he's also got Zetas on Mission and Zalbar in this squad. At least Mission, for sure. So, and I'm not really used to how they work, and I know Zalbar and Mission have a lot of interplay and synergy between them. So it's something I'm kind of unfamiliar with. Got to work on, but I learn as I go. You can see here it gets down to the three of them, and Zalbar is, man, he's a tank. Anytime you try and do damage to him, it looks like it does about nothing. So at this point, I'm not really sure what the strategy is. I know Mission's a little bit squishier, so everyone was like, well, try to take out Mission if you can. okay, you know, but you can see right there, she's stealth. Zalbar keeps going in and counterattacking. Right now, luckily, he's got the buff immunity on him. So, you can see here, I'm just learning as I go, man. Take out one, take out the next. My bays didn't make it, but luckily, Chewy survived. He's kind of the heart and soul of this. If he died, I would have been up a creek. But I do squeak out the win. Seemed to go fairly well. Can't complain too much. 54 banners. That's good considering I had never faced that team before. My last two teams that I had to worry about were Nightsisters and a Rogue One team. And at the same time, my opponent was working on my teams. And so I was trying to watch and see, is he going to make a mistake? Do I have, you know, some breathing room, or do I need to go perfect on this? Well, since I only have these two squads, I started using some of the best characters that I had left. And Empire, I learned this in a video. I think it was one of Nukin's TW videos, where they go and analyze different team comps to go against Nightsisters. This is EP lead, Empire, but you use Wampa. Because all the dots that Vader puts up, I guess, it'll kind of energize Wampa to do his thing. And with EP lead and so many debuffs from Tarkin and from Vader and even from Wampa, that's going to help fuel the turn meter. I really dislike Nightsisters, so I'm glad this team just cuts through them like butter. Plenty of AoE attacks, so you don't have to worry about, oh, you know, this is going to go wrong. You can see here, I don't even use Shore's taunt and heal ability. I don't end up with, you know, plague or anything like that I got to worry about. I just concentrate on stacking up debuffs, using shock where I can, and letting Wampa go to work on whoever's weak that he can take out. More debuffs from Tarkin. I love Tarkin. If you have the chance and you have an extra Zeta and you throw that on his unique, he really becomes a pretty strong tank. I mean, as long as you mod him right, give him some good potency, and the enemy team is debuffed, his potency will stack even more, and he becomes very defensive. Really good character to have. So, there's Nightsisters, gone in about 2 minutes flat almost. Done. 57 banners, not bad. All I had to do at this point was beat them just in one go. It didn't matter how many banners I got, as long as I beat them on the first try, because my opponent had already made some mistakes against my own teams, and I'll show that here in a minute. Last team he put up was a Rogue One team, Zeta Jin lead. I wouldn't recommend this team, even though they do have a lot of synergy. They're pretty easily beaten by a lot of different squads, and I think even if I would have had like a Rex Wampa and maybe one other like a tank or a healer, I could have done 3 versus 5 to beat them. I think it's just an opportunity for your opponent to take advantage of and get a few extra banners off you. And I think Qi'ra and bays are good in a number of different squads, and they might be a better offensive weapon, you know, unless you really have a stout defense. I don't think a standard Rogue One team will do it, though. You can see here, I just used what I had left. I had a decent Bastilla team, so I went ahead and used that because I knew, okay, not only will they win, they'll probably have full health, full protection, So there's no danger of them dying or things going south. And you can see here, once I knocked out Jin, I don't have to worry about her reviving anybody. Then I just start dropping them one by one. And look, my team's still got the initial protection buff on there. They're all still full up. Didn't have to worry. 60 banners. Perfect. Didn't need it. 1498 to his 1448. 50 banner lead. 21 hours to go. But it was a fun match. Thanks for watching. Comment and like and subscribe, please. Talk to you guys later. Bye.